Hello, welcome back. This is Naghmana, and today we're going to do is Maths Method Exam 1 from question number 6 to 9. Hopefully, we'll complete that within an time. So let's see, question number 6 is all about probability, where you have a lot of information is given. The very first thing you should do is focus on what is given and try to make sure you understand it. Okay, so there is a box of donuts, so 20 donuts there, and there are different toppings, and they're given us the probability for that. So a donut is chosen at random from the box. Find the probability that it is not glazed with custard. So that means let's say, I would say the probability of C here, C is for custard, is a half, and then probability of not glazed, I'm just using G for glazed, is 7 out of 10. And this is donuts are glazed with custard is 1/10. So we want to find out what is the probability of custard and not glazed, right? So that is when we are looking for say, or you could, if that's not clear, you can't do directly, you could check it out how we can do it, because we can't really, it's not given that they are independent, so we can't really use the formula. But what we can do, we can make the quick two-ways table that will help you to do that. C and C dash, G and not G. So we're saying the probability of custard is half, which is 0.5, and not glazed is 0.7, right? And then we given is 1/10, which is glazed with custard is 0.1. Okay, so the rest of the numbers, we should be able to figure that out. So this should be 0.3. So the total probability is 1. So this is 0.5. I know this is 3. So that means this has to be 0.2. And this has to be 0.3 to make it 0.5. And then this should be 0.4 to make it 0.7. So that's how you would be going to do it. So now we know C and not glazed is 0.4. So either you write it like that, or you write it 4/10, which is the same as saying 2/5. The reason for that is to converting into fraction is because they've given answer here in fraction. I better leave my answer in fractions as well. Okay, so that should be our part A. Now we look at the part B of the question, where we have the total number of donuts in the box are randomly allocated to the two boxes, 20 donuts. And you could make, in this case, is the tree diagram could be helpful. If you say probability of selecting the two boxes, let's say this is our box A and that's our box B, there are half and a half. And then we're saying we're choosing them randomly. And then there is a possibility that we choose the option could be glazed, not glazed. And then same with the B, glazed and not glazed. Okay, so we want to find the probability in terms of G. G be the number of the glazed donut from box A. So this is, there are total 10 in that one. So that would be G out of 10, probability of that. G, we don't know what it is, but G out of 10. And then we say, in terms of G, the donut comes from box B, given that it is glazed. So how are we going to do that? So this is G over 10. And then we say, each box contains 10 donuts. So we already chosen the G, and then the box B would be, we have the rest of the, because we say the probability of selecting the box is at random. One of the two new boxes, that's the probability box B, given that it is glazed. So we want to find out probability of B given glazed. So what does that mean in terms of the formula? We have probability of B and G over probability of B. So I need to find out the box B and then glazed, and then probability of B. Okay, so the one thing we could do is we could go and work the, as we know that the probability of the glazed, if we go back in here, is 0.3. You see that? That's 0.3. We already know that. So 0.3 is the probability of the glazed. So there are total number of glazed would be, how many would be out of those 20? So you say probability of the total number of glazed would be, total glazed would be 20 times 0.3, which is, we know there would be six glazed donuts there. So we already selected G there. So that means this probability would be 6 minus G over the total number of the donuts, which is 20. Okay, so that's what we needed. B and G would be equal to, probability of B and G would be equal to 6 minus G over 20 divided by probability of B, which is 6 out of 20. And that will give me 6 minus G over 6, which gives me the probability would be 1 minus G over 6. So that should be our answer in terms of the G. Okay, now the C part of the question is, when the online shopping site has over 1 million visitors per day, it is known that the half of the visitors are less than 25 years old. Okay, so P had been the sample with the who are less than 25 years old. So that means P is 1/2. N is equal to a random sample of 5 visitors has been chosen. And we want to find out what is the probability of P hat is greater than or equal to 0.8. So that's what we need to find out. So first, let's check that out. Make that probability of P hat is equal to X over N. So we know N is 5. That means X would be X over 5 is greater than or equal to 0.8. So that means the same as saying probability of X greater than or equal to 4. Okay, so greater than or equal to 4 means I know I have to write the probability of X is equal to 4 plus probability of X is equal to 5, because of the number of random samples are 5. N is equal to 5 there. Okay, so then we can use the and do not use the normal approximation. So that's they just telling us what not to do. So that means I've go 5C4 and P is 1/2 to the power 4. And then 1 minus 1/2 to the power 5 minus 4, which is 1, plus 5C5 1/2 to the power 5, and then 1 minus 1/2 to the power 0. So that 5C4 is 5. So this is a calculator, non-calculator questions. And then 1 over 2 to the power 4 would be 1 over 16, and then 1/2 there. So the total is 32. And 5C5 is 1, and this is 1 over 32. So 1 over 32. So in other words, I've got 6 over 32, which is the same as saying 3 over 16. So that would be the probability 3 over 16. Okay, so now we move on to the question number 7, where we have the random sample probability density function is given. We want to find what is the, we want to show that what is k is equal to 2. So what is we going to use is we're going to use that the total probability of this function should be equal to 1. So that means I could be integrating that 1 to 2 k over x squared dx is equal to 1. So by doing this simple anti-differentiation, we get x to the power -2, 1 to 2 dx is equal to 1. So that gives me k times 1 over x -1 over x, 1 over 2 is equal to 1. And then we just do is k -1 over 2 plus 1 equal to 1. So that gives you 1/2. So that means k over 2 is equal to 1. So that means k is equal to 2. So we just proved that. So it's easy to. Okay, so now we're going to do the B part of the question where we need to find the expected value of x. So expected value of x is equal to what? So we know that that's the formula is -∞ to infinity x times f of x dx. So in this case, that would be, we need to integrate that from 1 to 2, 1 to 2, and k is 2, so we can use that, x times f of x, which is x over x squared dx. And that will give me 2, 1 to 2, 1 over x dx. So that become easy. That means that would be equal to 2 log e x, and the limit is from 1 to 2, and then we can go upper limit minus lower limit. So do you go 2 log e 2 minus log e1. Log e1 is 0, so that means the answer would be 2 log e2 would be the answer for this one. We could leave it like that, or we could also write it log e to the power e to the 4, because 2 can go into the power. So that's our question number 7. And now we could move on to the question number 4, which we say the gradient of the function is given. That means the derivative is given. What we are looking for, we're looking for the rule of the function. And the graph of the function has a stationary point there. Okay, so what is that mean? So that means we need to do the antiderivative of the function. So to do the antiderivative, so you go and anti-differentiate it on both sides. You get x plus 6 square root minus x over 2 minus x over 3 dx. Okay. And then if we look at here, we can easily see that. So dx, that gives us a y, and then x plus 6. So that's going to give me x plus 6 to the power 3 over 2. And divided by 3 over 2, which gives me 2 over 3 like this, minus x squared over 4. Minus x squared minus 3 over 2. Sorry, I wrote it wrong. So it's 3 over 2 there. So be careful when you're doing an exam. So 3 over 2. And then the integration of that gives me x. So I'll get 3 over 2 x plus an arbitrary constant. Okay, so this is the point is given. That means that passes through that point. I can sub into this one when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 29 over 4. So you go 29 over 4, x is 3 plus 6 is 9, 9 to 9 to the power 3 over 2 over 3 minus 9 over 4 minus 9 over 2 plus c. And then we just need to do a bit more algebra to work the c out, and then we'll be done with this question. Okay, so minus c would be equal to 29 over 4 plus 9 over 4 plus 9 over 2 minus, I know lots of students get worried how to simplify this. I will just show you. You would write it like 3 to the power 2 if you haven't worked that out yet. So that will cancel out 3 to the power 3, which is 2, 3 to the power 3 times 3 to the power 3 over 3. One of the 3 cancel out. You get 2 times 3 to the power 2, which is 9 times 2 is 18. So that's good. So you get 18 there. And then you can simplify that. So 4 29 plus 9 minus 30 minus plus 18. You're making all of them to be same denominator. You get plus 18 and then minus 18 times 4 would be 72. And then we have to just do a bit of so 46, then 72 give you so 29 plus 9, and then we need to work that out, which would be 56. Yeah. So it's it's 56, and then you have 72, take away 50. See, is this kind of a little algebra can really get you in, but that's okay. I've seen so many students who get lost in this kind of calculation. So that's why just showing you how to do it. So 2, and then which is 12. No, sorry, 16, and that will give you negative 16 over 4. This gives me negative 4. So that means that y, that function we were looking for was, I'll write that down here. So that y, the answer for this one would look like y is equal to 2x plus 6 to the power 3 over 2 over 3 minus x squared over 4 minus 3x over 2 minus 4. So that's the answer. Okay, so now we know the function, and the other thing they asking us, because they're given us the stationary point, so we just need to look at the nature of the stationary point. We're not just going to find it, we're just going to tell what is the nature of the function. So what we need to do is you need to check the behavior of the function at x is equal to 3, what is happening there. So you could simply go and do the sign diagram and check that x value would be 3 is 0, right? And then you can check around 2 and maybe one value from the other side and check what sign you're getting. Sub into this one. When x is 2, what kind of the answer is going to you get? It's a positive. The dy over dx, sign of the dy over dx is positive, because you can easily see that when it's 2 is 8, and that's one that's going to be less than that is positive. When you sub in 4, so you're going to get this one to be negative. So what does that mean now? You got this point to be local maximum. Okay, so that's how